Well, I thought the final analysis was going to be the final analysis, but something happened today, and I'm gonna add one more thing to it. Big time law enforcement, it's all smiles today, I'll tell you why that is. Yeah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have a degree in journalism. That's bad, so I'll just leave it at that. But I'll tell you what did it. It was, they got a lot of stooges, and we call them stooges, dupes, and whores that go out and they do these phony portrayals of drug deals in my presence. Sometimes they're real drug deals, the rest of the time I've got to figure they're portrayals, because everybody in this city can't be a mule for some kind of drug distributor that was concocted by big-time law enforcement. It's impossible. The numbers, big-time law enforcement has it out for you because you're publishing a book, basically just an account of what happened, and they don't want to hear it, especially the feds, because it's directed at them. It wasn't directed at the San Diego Police Department. It's an account of other people's transgressions, and none of which had anything to do with San Diego Police Department. But that's what it comes down to, and like I said, they know what I'm talking about. But I'll tell you guys, what got me, and well, there's a couple things. One, I'm kind of done writing. I mean, there's not much of a story left to tell. I've pretty much summed it all up. I've turned over all the rocks, found out what was underneath them. I've seen all these phony portrayals, and people, practically sitting in my lap, doing them and making their cell phone calls and doing everything they can to make it look like I'm doing something illegal. And what I've realized is that it doesn't matter. I mean, I could sit under a bridge, with a potato sack over my head, and big-time law enforcement would find a way to charge me with something. Something that would it's so big and so enough to just put me away, silence me, stop the book from being published, which they've intended to do for a long time. That's why they put so much effort into it, multi-level, all levels of law enforcement. But starting with the feds and the Patriot Act, which is the subject of the book. But I'll tell you guys and girls, what kind of pushed me over was, I seen these Hare Krishnas buzzing around me, and I kind of find the Hare Krishnas a little bit annoying. Anyway, but when I saw this Hare Krishna guy come up here and do the phony portrayals, okay, it's just somebody else doing a phony portrayal in my proximity. But when I saw him walk into that church, and he was trespassing, he was doing something illegal. The caretaker over there had to go get him, ask him what he was doing there, and I knew that he had no damn business being at a Christian church. I asked him, I said, "You a member of this church?" And he said, yeah, I'm a member of this church. He was lying, He was lying, he was trespassing, and then I saw him over at the Hare Krishna guy. He continues with his phony portrayals, The whole thing was about proximity to me. So, I mean, if it's to the point now where you got Hare Krishnas trespassing around a Christian church's property, you're sending him in to trespass in a church when the guy's a Hare Krishna, for crying out loud. Well, that's it, I mean, game over, Yeah, I have a degree in journalism, and but that's just too much, man. I've seen people commit crimes to affect these phony portrayals. I've seen the drug deals that were staged, in my presence, just so somebody down the street could take a picture of them. But I'm going to end this right now, just because, well, for one thing, I'm getting tired of looking at these clowns, these recruits from big-time law enforcement buzzing me and sitting next to me and doing this nonsense, following me to bathrooms, wherever I go. There's no place to sit. They know that. Like I said, I've been saying all along, that's the key to making sure I don't find gainful employment, because the handouts are always marked, and anybody that does offer me money for labor type of work, odd jobs, it's a setup. They do that on purpose, so I don't get a paycheck with a stub that I can take to the bank in cash and say, see, this is what I did to earn this money. There's always strings attached to it. But this is for, this is a really just a message of big time law enforcement. That's why, I'm done. It's done. There's really nothing left to write about, and that's it, man. When I see Hare Krishnas breaking a law, walking into churches and snooping around just so they can do a phony portrayal, just so they can be in my proximity because they know I'm going over to the church, just say my prayers, and it's too cheesy to even deal with. It's something I didn't think they'd go that far. I really didn't. I could see, recruiting Hare Krishnas because I have no idea what they believe in. It looks to me like they don't have much in the way of principles or ethics. But I've seen a lot of that over the last 15 months. A lot of people without any principles, without any dignity, without any ethics, without any conscience. But yeah, that did it. If you wanted to get to me, well, keep running these beautiful women who sit across from me at the library or a restaurant or something like that, and yeah, that hurts. It makes me think about all the things I don't have anymore since the Patriot Act investigation. But I think sending that guy in to deliberately walk into a church and basically desecrate it just because I was going to go there. Enough's enough. You guys, I'll be easy to find. I'm proud of the fact that I have a degree in journalism. It gets back to the same thing. And they know what I'm talking about. That was a lie too. Everybody knows, even people in law enforcement know I was never a drug dealer. Just not my thing, never wanted to get involved in it, I'm not saying I haven't been to some parties, and there was a time, college days and all that, but I was just never, I never sold drugs. Never have, never intended to, and I've been, especially over the last 15 months, I've been carefully trying to avoid, anything that might be construed as illegal, let alone actually be illegal, which would be sort of counterproductive from a guy that knows that big-time law enforcement's trying to put him away. And they know that. Big-time law enforcement knows better than anybody that I haven't. In fact, big-time law enforcement are probably the only people that do know for sure I haven't done anything illegal, and that's kind of disappointing. But I will, if I don't hear from somebody in big-time law enforcement, I'll go in and check for warrants again, something to make it easy. And won't be any resistance. So, but I tell you what, these clowns, you got these dipshits, these you can put them back where you found them, and save you, me, and the taxpayers a lot of trouble. I'm kind of tired of looking at them, to tell you the truth. Doing whatever they're doing, walking behind me, and then you guys don't have to spend your off time or maybe your on duty time, hanging around at coffee places and McDonald's and a library and sending these stooges. Just make it a lot easier for everybody, and hopefully I'll get to see a judge, which is what I want to do anyway. So thank you very much, but most of all, I want to dedicate the book to my mother, who taught me how to read and taught me how to be inquisitive, and told me to never say die, stand up for what's right, and don't be a coward. That's she's a brave woman, and so was my grandmother. On this Mother's Day, that God will be in her heart, and make sure that she knows that I love her very much, and I wish her happiest of Mother's Day. And thanks, Mom.